All right, we'll make a start. Hi, everyone. Good evening and welcome to the Mount Atkinson Resident Information Session. Before we begin, Stockland would like to take a moment to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we individually join tonight. In particular, we would like to acknowledge the Wurundjeri people and the Bunurong people, the traditional custodians of the land on which Mount Atkinson is located, and pay our respects to the elders past, present and emerging. We extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples joining us this evening as well. My name is Philip Wan and I'm part of the development team at Stockland Mount Atkinson. Firstly, I'd just like to thank everyone who has submitted questions ahead of tonight's session. Your participation is greatly appreciated and we've done our best to group and address as many of your questions as possible. So what we'll do this evening is we'll be focusing on several key topics. With Aaron Fisher, our project director, we'll start by addressing the future Mount Atkinson Town Centre, other proposed retail, state significant infrastructure, community quality standard, and then following Aaron's update, Amelia Elliott, the development manager, will provide updates on parks and open spaces, schools, road infrastructure, and digital connectivity. Throughout tonight's session, feel free to submit any additional questions via Menti. Simply scan the QR code you can see on your screen, or just go to menti.com and enter the code that you can also see on screen as well. We'll do our best to address as many of your questions as we can. Now, to address a significant update, Stockland was recently informed by the town centre landowner that the town centre developer had chosen to terminate its agreement to be the development manager of the town centre. We understand how important this town centre is to all of you and the wider community, and we want to reassure you that Stockland is committed to keeping you guys informed. We're enhancing our communication efforts through a number of channels, including updating our website, regular newsletters, and sessions just like this one that we're at tonight. It is important to note that the delivery of certain infrastructure and amenity depends on funding and approvals from various authorities, including state government, other authorities, and local council. The complex nature of the development process, which is influenced by factors outside of Stockland's control, limits our ability to provide precise timelines, and in some cases, any timelines at all. However, we remain committed to transparency and will continue to update you guys with new information when it becomes available. What I'll do now is I'll hand over to Aaron Fisher, our project director, for an update on the proposed retail within the precinct and state significant infrastructure as well. Over to you, Aaron.
Thanks, Phil. We received a number of questions about the future Mount Atkinson Town Centre, and we've tried to group them into two main categories. Category 1 being questions about the previous town centre developer, and Category 2 being questions about the future of the proposed major town centre. First, let me reassure you that we understand how important the future Mount Atkinson Town Centre is to the community. Although Stockland is not the developer of the town centre or the owner of the town centre land, we are committed to keeping you informed. During the week commencing the 9th of September 2024, Stockland was informed by the town centre landowner that the town centre developer had chosen to terminate its agreement to be the development manager of the town centre. The landowner has confirmed its commitment to the town centre and advised that significant progress has already been made on the Urban Design Framework Plan, also known as a UDF for the town centre. The landowner has the rights to the work completed on the UDF and is currently working towards finalising and submitting the UDF to Council next month. The landowner has expressed their commitment to delivering on the vision of Mount Atkinson in line with the prepared UDF and advised that their priority is to get stage 1 of the town centre underway and open for trading as soon as possible. For the next part of tonight's session, we will address key questions we've received about the future Mount Atkinson Town Centre, To help facilitate this discussion, I'd like to invite Phil back to read through your questions.
Thanks, Aaron. So look, firstly, there's a few questions here regarding the previous town centre developer. Specifically, we got questions about why they choose not to proceed, and the likelihood of them coming back, and whether or not they could be incentivised to rejoin the project.
In September 2024, Stockland was informed by the town centre landowner that the previous town centre developer had decided to terminate its development agreement and was no longer proceeding as the development manager. Stockland is not privy to the commercial reasons behind their decision, but we recognise that developments are often the subject of changes to ownership, structure and management. Based on the information available to us, at this stage, there is no indication that the previous town centre developer will reconsider their decision. Regardless, the town centre landowners have expressed their intent to move forward with the development.
Thanks, Aaron. Aaron, we've also had several residents ask about the potential compensation due to the previous town centre developer's decision not to proceed. Could you provide a little bit more information on that?
Yeah, so Stockland would like to clarify that the decision of the previous town centre developer not to proceed with their planned town centre development does not affect the town centre area land use. This is designated under the Mount Atkinson and Tarneit Plains Precinct Structure Plan, where this area remains designated as a major town centre. The town centre landowners have reiterated their commitment to delivering a vibrant and thriving town centre. They intend to continue working with council and the community to finalise the urban design framework and secure the necessary approvals to enable the development of stage 1 of the town centre to proceed as soon as possible. We recognise that the development process can be complex and subject to delays and changes due to various factors beyond Stockland's direct control, involving multiple stakeholders such as government authorities and other developers.
Thanks, Aaron. We also received questions regarding the role of advertising in attracting customers to Stockland communities more broadly. Could you provide some more comment on that?
Thanks, Phil. Stockland's marketing is intended to provide an accurate representation of our proposed communities based on the information available to us. This includes highlighting key features such as proximity to future amenities, as outlined in the planning documents, such as the Mount Atkinson and Tarneit PSP, as well as transport links and surrounding infrastructure. As with any property purchase, what attracts an individual to a specific community can vary on personal preferences and needs. It's important to understand that the development process can be complex and subject to delay and changes beyond Stockland's direct control, involving multiple stakeholders. We understand that this can be frustrating, particularly when timelines for future amenity or infrastructure may be affected. We remain committed to delivering what is within Stockland's control and keeping you informed of any updates.
Thanks, Aaron. Now, look, if we shift our focus to the future, we understand the community's eagerness to see tangible progress, and we've received a number of questions on this about the efforts underway to support the development of that future Mount Atkinson Town Centre, as well as requests for the anticipated delivery timelines for the town centre.
So the town centre landowners have confirmed that significant progress has been made on the urban design framework plan for the proposed town centre under the now previous town centre developer. The town centre landowners have also advised that they have the rights and control over the previous work completed on the UDF for the proposed town centre. They intend to complete and submit the UDF to council and work with stakeholders, including local community, to finalise approvals for the town centre. The town centre landowners have reaffirmed their commitment to realising the vision for a vibrant and thriving town centre as outlined in the Mount Atkinson and Tarneit Plains Precinct Structure Plan. The delivery of the town centre, irrespective of the previous town centre developer, is an incremental process that will occur in stages and respond to demands. The next major milestone will be the submission of the UDF to Council for approval, which is a necessary step before moving forward with obtaining development approvals and detailed planning. The town centre landowners have advised that they are targeting a mid-November 2024 date for the UDF submission to Melton City Council. Upon council approval being received, the town centre landowners have advised that they will make the necessary arrangements to progress the development of stage 1 as soon as possible.
Thanks, Aaron. Now staying on the topic of the town centre developer, we've also had several questions around the calibre of the future town centre developer and how we plan to meet the community's expectations, especially given the community's anticipation of a major retail operator. Could you provide a comment there?
Yeah, we understand the importance of the future Mount Atkinson town centre to the community and the desire for a reputable developer to deliver this key amenity within the broader Mount Atkinson precinct. However, it's important to note that Stockland is not the developer or the owner of the future town centre land, which limits our influence over the selection of the future town centre developer or operator. As with many town centre developments, it is planned that the future of the Mount Atkinson Town Centre will be delivered in stages. This phased approach, which was also intended by the previous town centre developer, is a common practice that allows for the earlier and progressive rollout of various amenities and facilities as the community and region continues to grow. Stockland remain committed to collaborating closely with the town centre landowner and all relevant stakeholders to support the planning and delivery of the town centre where possible.
Thanks, Aaron. Now, Aaron, we've also received questions regarding the commercial viability of a future Mount Atkinson Town Centre, including queries about the number of residents that would be needed to support its development and how we plan to support its success in a competitive market. Over to you, Aaron.
To support the development of the future Mount Atkinson Town Centre, Stockland will continue to provide the town centre landowner with relevant community data and insights. This information is vital for the potential town centre developers and operators to assess the commercial potential of the site and make informed decisions. The UDF outlines a strategic vision that will guide the development in a way that meets the needs of the growing community while maintaining flexibility to adapt to market demands. In terms of timing, the development of the town centre is typically staged to align with the growth of the surrounding community and region, promoting economic sustainability. This phased approach, which was also planned under the now previous town centre developer, allows the town centre to expand and evolve in response to community growth and market conditions. So continuing, the town centre landowners have advised that they intend to commence stage 1 as soon as possible after council issues the necessary approvals on the terms consistent with the UDF prepared by the previous town centre developer. The town centre landowners have advised that stage 1 is envisaged to deliver approximately 8,000 square metres of retail, including a major supermarket and specialty stores, consistent with what was proposed by the previous town centre developer. The town centre landowner has also advised that they intend to proceed with the second stage of the town centre, subject to demand sufficient to underpin the retail commitments being confirmed. Subsequent stages of the town centre will evolve as economic viability is verified in the future. The town centre landowner has advised that their priority is to get stage 1 on the ground and open for trading as soon as possible, with construction anticipated to start in 2025, subject to council approvals. This will enable the centre to open in 2027, subject to unforeseen delays. This will provide residents and the wider community with similar immediate amenity that had been anticipated by the previous town centre developer. Regarding comparison with other estates, we acknowledge that several developments are aiming to establish major town centres. However, Mount Atkinson has unique strengths, such as its strategic location, established transport links, proposed future train station, and a committed community vision, all of which position it well as a desirable and viable site for a major town centre.
Thanks. Thanks, Aaron. Now that concludes the first section of tonight's session. We'll now move on to discuss other proposed retail services and commercial offerings planned within the precinct. So to begin with, we'll start with the local convenience centre. We received a number of questions on the Mount Atkinson local convenience centre, including queries about what will be offered within this proposed centre and the expected timing of the centre's development. Aaron, if you could provide some information there.
We understand the community's need for more accessible amenities and want to assure you that we are actively working to address these concerns. The proposed local convenience centre, located on Clara Ave, as per the slide on the screen, is expected to include a variety of offerings. This could include retail shops, food outlets, medical services, and childcare facilities to better service the daily needs of the residents. In response to community feedback, Stockland has prioritised discussions to expedite the activation of this site, which is not owned by Stockland. We're committed to facilitating these discussions to support the timely delivery of these much-needed facilities. Currently, the site is undergoing an expression of interest process with potential developers and operators of local community convenience centres. Once this process is complete, we will be in a better position to share about the centre's proposed offerings and anticipated delivery timelines. As more information becomes available, we'll keep the community informed with regular updates. I'd like to also provide an update on the proposed Hopkins Road Business Precinct. The proposed Hopkins Road Business Precinct is a new development precinct that is identified in the Mount Atkinson and Tarneit Plains Precinct Structure Plan. This precinct is situated along the northern end of Hopkins Road and is proposed to provide office, commercial, large format retail and industrial opportunities. The proposed Hopkins Road Business Precinct urban design framework was adopted by Council and approved by the Victorian Planning Authority Board in December 2022. The proposed Hopkins Road Business Precinct is owned and being developed by others. Stockland understands that a planning permit has been lodged by the landowners for the first stage of the proposed Hopkins Road Business Precinct. Subject to change, Stockland understands that the first stage of the proposed Hopkins Road Business Precinct is anticipated to open from 2027 to 2030. Now, an update on the proposed hotel. The proposed hotel site is located south of the Mount Atkinson Vision Centre on McKinley Drive and is not owned or being developed by Stockland. Stocklanders have been advised that Council have issued a planning permit that could ultimately enable the development of this site into a future hotel development. Subject to the developer receiving all required approvals, Stockland understands that works on the proposed hotel are presently anticipated to commence in 2025, being subject to final confirmation and potential change. We'll now move on to the next section of this evening's session, where we'd like to take the opportunity to provide an update on state significant infrastructure that is both planned and currently underway within the broader precinct. Firstly, the Hopkins Road level crossing removal. The level crossing removal project is progressing, with the state government releasing final designs this week, confirming that construction is set to begin later this year. This state government initiative is expected to improve traffic flow in the area, and the Victorian government has indicated a proposed completion date of 2026. We received a question asking if the level crossing removal project was connected to the previous town centre developer's decision not to proceed with the planned town centre development. While Stockland is not privy to the specific commercial reasons behind the previous developer's decisions, we are informed that there is no direct connection between the level crossing removal project and the previous developer's decision. It's important to note that the Hopkins Road level crossing removal is a separate initiative led by the Victorian government aimed at improving traffic flow and safety in the area. Stockland remains supportive of the level crossing removal project. Now onto the duplication of Hopkins Road. Hopkins Road is the responsibility of state government, and all associated upgrade works are subject to future government funding. Recently, the state government made a commitment of $11 million through the Growth Area Infrastructure Contributions, or GAIC, for a new shared path along Hopkins Road between Graham Boulevard and Sheehan Road. The proposed duplication of Hopkins Road has been identified by the state government as a long-term project and is subject to future government budget approvals. Touching on the public bus service. We understand the critical role public transport plays in creating connected and accessible communities. To support this, Stockland has developed a bus-capable road network throughout Mount Atkinson, including along Graham Boulevard, Clara Avenue, and Kirkpatrick Boulevard. This network is ready for a public bus service, with proposed routes identified by Melton City Council as part of their Moving Melton initiative. However, this public bus service is currently awaiting government funding. Like many of you, we were disappointed that funding for the bus service was not allocated in the May 2024 budget. In the meantime, Stockland has partnered with Edmund Rice Services and the Caroline Springs RSL to provide a private community bus service. This service, which is funded by Stockland, aims to assist residents with essential transport needs while we await state government funding for a public bus service. Additionally, we're pleased to share that the state government has recently announced 4 new school bus services that will service both Mount Atkinson and Grandview communities starting in Term 1, 2025. We'll keep residents informed as more details about these services become available. Onto the proposed train station. The proposed train station within the broader Mount Atkinson precinct is subject to future government budgets. At this stage, the proposed train station remains a long-term project and is subject to government budget approvals as well. The next group of questions I will answer are broadly themed around community quality standards, around maintaining the attractiveness of the community, and providing frequent and transparent communications. We received a question about how Stockland plans to maintain the distinct community character of Mount Atkinson. And to answer this, I'll say to promote the quality and unique character of the Mount Atkinson community, Stockland has implemented comprehensive design guidelines for all homes. These design guidelines set clear expectations for the quality and aesthetics of homes, contributing to the design outcome within our community. Additionally, we're incorporating innovative passive irrigation systems to enhance the landscaping and improve tree canopy cover with the goal of creating a greener environment. Stockland is also committed to investing significantly in maintaining streetscapes as they establish and transition to council management. This commitment to high standards helps create a visually appealing and well-maintained community. As the Mount Atkinson community continues to grow, I'd like to remind residents of the following initiatives and amenity that are already in place. These include the Kalara Cafe, which offers a welcoming space for residents to gather. It's also a great place to get a coffee and spend time with friends and family. As mentioned, we do have the free community bus service in partnership with Edmund Rice Services and the Caroline Springs RSL. We provide 3 bus services in the morning and the evening. The Mount Atkinson Children and Community Centre also opened in 2023, and this facility includes kindergarten and offers a range of community programs. There's also the Edmund Rice Community Centre, which is located at the Mount Atkinson Homestead. This centre offers a variety of programs and services, and I'd really encourage residents to reach out and have a chat if you haven't already. There's also the parks and the open space. We have the upcoming opening of our 3rd park at Mount Atkinson in October, and so residents will soon have access to 5 parks across Mount Atkinson and Grandview, in addition to the 2 play spaces that we have at our sales offices. We also recognise the importance of keeping residents informed, and Stockland is committed to maintaining open and transparent communications through multiple channels, including the Mount Atkinson newsletter, through our website, through direct community engagement events, and community information sessions similar to tonight. Now, you've heard a lot from me, so I'd like to hand over to Amelia, who will provide updates in response to questions we've received on parks and open spaces, as well as schools, road infrastructure, and digital connectivity. Over to you, Amelia.
Thank you, Aaron. We're excited to provide an update on the development and planning of parks, playing fields, and open spaces within the Mount Atkinson community. These amenities are key to fostering an active and connected lifestyle, and we appreciate your patience as we work towards delivering these spaces. Starting with the Stage 7 Park, construction on Mount Atkinson's newest park, located on Clara Avenue, is nearing completion, with final touches such as line marking on the courts currently underway. Subject to weather conditions, we are on track to open this park to the public from Saturday, the 12th of October. To celebrate the opening of Mount Atkinson's newest park, we are planning to hold an event on Saturday, the 23rd of November. Look out for future information in your inbox in the coming weeks. Moving on to the proposed Mount Atkinson playing fields, we know residents are eager to hear more about the proposed playing fields, co-located with the future Tarneit Plains Primary School. Stockland, in partnership with Melton City Council, is working through the necessary approvals to enable Stockland to deliver this proposed sports reserve on behalf of Council. If all goes according to plan, we anticipate commencing construction on this proposed sports reserve in 2025. We will continue to provide updates as this development progresses. The Mount Atkinson Conservation Reserve will serve as the heart of both the Mount Atkinson and Grandview communities. Envisioned as a 50+ hectare conservation reserve, this reserve will celebrate the area's rich natural and cultural heritage. Stockland, in collaboration with Melton City Council and the traditional landowners, aims to create a unique space that honours the deep connection traditional owners have had with this land for thousands of years. This project is currently in the early design and planning phase, and we are engaging with key stakeholders to ensure the reserve reflects the cultural significance and natural beauty of the area. The majority of the reserve is expected to retain its current natural state, preserving its ecological integrity. In other areas, development will occur in stages where appropriate, with initial landscaping works anticipated between 2026 and 2028, although timelines may evolve as planning continues. In addition, Melton City Council will take the lead on delivering the proposed playing fields situated at the top end of the reserve. We are excited to work together to bring this vision to life and keep you informed as planning progresses. Moving on to schools, Stockland recognises the importance of education and continues to work with the relevant education delivery partners. During the Residents' Information Evening earlier this year, we noted that 2026 was shaping up to be the year of education at Mount Atkinson, with both the future government and primary schools anticipated to open in 2026. We are pleased to confirm this remains on track. We are pleased to share that Melbourne Archdiocese Catholic Schools, also known as MACS, has recently received planning permit approval for the future private primary school within Mount Atkinson. In addition, the proposed plans for this primary school include provisions for a potential early learning centre, which may be delivered alongside the primary school. If all goes as planned, MACS is aiming to begin construction in early 2025, with the school's opening scheduled for 2026. Stockland is in regular contact with MACS and will share further information when it becomes available. Moving to the government primary school, as part of the 2024 to 2025 state budget, the state government committed funding to construct the new Tarneet Plains Primary School within Mount Atkinson. The Victorian School Building Authority, also known as the VSBA, has confirmed that the school will have places of up to 575 students and will be a supported inclusion school. In addition, the VSBA has recently commenced initial works on site. Stockland understands that the future Mount Atkinson Government Primary School remains on track to open in Q1 2026. Moving on to road infrastructure, Stockland continues to prioritise the road infrastructure within our control. Over the past 6 months, we have been actively designing and building roads. Starting with Grand Boulevard, we were pleased to recently open the 1.7 kilometre stretch of Grand Boulevard, linking Mount Atkinson and Grandview between Clara Avenue and Altese Drive. The road is currently open under temporary traffic management conditions while we work with council and relevant authorities to finalise electrical connections and activate the traffic signals. We've been informed by Powercorp, the electrical authority, that power will be connected to Grand Boulevard by the end of this month. Once this is completed, we'll be coordinating with the Department of Planning and Transport, who will handle the testing and activation of the traffic signals. All things going to plan, we anticipate that the traffic signals will be fully operational in November. Moving to future Mount Atkinson Road. The future Mount Atkinson Road will ultimately provide a key connection between Grand Boulevard and the southern boundary of the Mount Atkinson residential community. This road will feature a single carriageway in each direction, along with dedicated pedestrian and cyclist paths, enhancing connectivity within the community. In collaboration with Council and relevant authorities, Stockland has commenced the design and associated approval processes for this new road, which will be delivered in stages. Subject to necessary approvals, it is anticipated that this section of Mount Atkinson Road will be completed between 2028 and 2030. We are excited to share that Stockland has recently received initial functional design approval for the future Kirkpatrick Boulevard and Mount Atkinson Road intersection, which will connect to Stockland's Grandview community via Highline Boulevard. Subject to approvals, construction on this signalised intersection and the first portion of Mount Atkinson Road is expected to commence next year, with the intersection anticipated to open in 2026 to 2027. Now, moving on to digital connectivity within the community. We understand the importance of digital connection. We have listened to the feedback received from residents and have stressed the need for improved service on your behalf. Starting with mobile coverage, Stockland understands that Wavecon, a dedicated telecommunications infrastructure company, was granted planning approval from the Victorian Civil and Administrative Tribunal, VCAT, to construct a new mobile telecommunications facility in the wider Mount Atkinson precinct. We will continue to keep the community informed as we receive updates from Wavecon on the progress of this future mobile telecommunications facility. Additionally, Stockland has been in discussions with Telstra on alternative options. Telstra has advised that it is pursuing co-location of its infrastructure on the Wavecon Tower, and no other sites are currently proposed within Mount Atkinson. Stockland understands that Telstra is investigating sites in the Fieldstone area. Additionally, we recently shared that Opticom completed a fibre network upgrade in the middle of this year, which is expected to bring improvements to the performance and reliability of the fibre network at Mount Atkinson. For more information, please visit the Opticom website. Now, I'm going to hand back to Phil, who will kick off the Q&A session.
Thanks, Amelia, and thanks to everyone who submitted a question during this evening's information session. We've been collating the questions submitted during this evening's session, and similar to the pre-submitted questions, we'll address these topics broadly, and we won't read out individual questions verbatim. We'll look to address them together. So let's get started with the first question. I'd like to welcome back Aaron to answer these questions, if you could. So naturally, when we speak about the town centre, the UDF or the Urban Design Framework gets mentioned quite a bit. Aaron, could you please provide some clarity on what an Urban Design Framework or a UDF is?
Sure, Phil. So an Urban Design Framework or a UDF is a strategic document that outlines the planning and design principles for the development of a town centre. It guides how public space, buildings and infrastructure will be organised to create a functional, attractive and sustainable urban environment. The framework typically addresses aspects such as land use, public spaces, transport and accessibility and design guidelines. Overall, a UDF ensures that a town centre is developed in a coordinated way, balancing economic growth, livability as well as sustainability.
Great, thanks, Aaron. We've had a couple questions on the free community bus that Stockland funds and some suggestions around changes to the morning and afternoon services. Aaron, could you please confirm if there's any plans to change to the timetable or anything on the community bus service?
Yeah, at this stage, there are no changes planned to the current schedule of the Stockland funded free community bus. The service will continue to run 3 times each morning and afternoon on weekdays, aligned with the train timetable, obviously subject to traffic and weather conditions. We acknowledge that there's been concerns regarding the booking, and we're working with our partners, Edmund Rice Services and the Caroline Springs RSL, to explore ways to improve the booking process. If any updates do occur, we'll endeavour to promptly inform residents.
Thanks, Aaron. We've now received a question more related to roads, in particular Clara Avenue. We've had a question around why it was designed as a single lane road. Could you please advise us why that's the case, as only a single carriageway in either direction?
Yeah, so Clara Avenue is designated as a connector road according to the planning framework. A connector road is intended to facilitate local traffic. The primary north-south traffic flow is expected to be managed by the future Mount Atkinson Road. This will serve as the main north-south route through the community. Stockland has constructed the portion of Clara Ave within the community south of the recently opened Grand Boulevard. Sections of Clara Avenue north of Grand Boulevard have been constructed to an interim layout. Stockland understands that future works will be required to Clara Avenue north of Grand Boulevard by others as part of the future Mount Atkinson Town Centre development.
Thanks, Aaron. Now, similar to the previous question on Clara Avenue, and you mentioned it just briefly before on Grand Boulevard, we've also been asked about the design of Grand Boulevard itself and why is it only a single lane road? Could you clarify why Grand Boulevard has been constructed with only one lane in each direction the way that it has been?
Yeah, so Grand Boulevard has been designed and constructed in line with the Mount Atkinson and Tarneep Plains precinct structure plan. At this stage, it has been built as an interim standard with a single lane in each direction, as the questions pointed out. However, the road has been carefully future-proofed to accommodate potential expansion. Land has been set aside to allow future duplication of Grand Boulevard, ensuring that it can be widened as the region continues to grow. Additionally, the signalised intersections along Grand Boulevard have been designed and constructed with that future duplication in mind.
Thanks, Aaron. Now, moving away from roads and more towards community safety, we've had some questions around safety and Stockland's support of the Neighbourhood Watch Group. Could you please provide an update on what Stockland is doing to promote safety and support to support the Community Neighbourhood Watch Group?
Yeah, look, we understand that feeling safe and comfortable in your home and within the wider community is extremely important for everyone. The residents of Mount Atkinson, as well as the surrounding communities, have come together to initiate a neighbourhood watch group with the proposed objective of strengthening safety and local connections. We're in discussions with the neighbourhood watch group, and we'll continue to work with the neighbourhood watch group on how Stockland can support this initiative.
Thanks, Aaron. And finally, we've received some questions about the Grandview community, our friends down the road. Could you please confirm where we can find more information about what's happening at Grandview?
Yeah, look, we're pleased to share that a Grandview community update session is scheduled for Thursday, the 17th of October, in just a fortnight. So during this session, the Stockland team will provide an update on what's been happening in the Grandview community. So if you'd like more details or have any questions regarding that upcoming session, please feel free to reach out to our customer care team. And as a reminder, their email address is customercareteam@stockland.com.au. stockland.com.au.
Thanks, Aaron. And look, that wraps up our Q&A session. So in closing, we'd extend our heartfelt thanks to all of you who joined us this evening and for your ongoing passion and engagement with the community. We're striving to create a place for you guys to be proud of, and your continued support in doing that is valued. There's a lot of exciting developments within the community, including the progress of 2 future primary schools and the recent opening of Grand Boulevard, which we mentioned. We hope that you continue to find value in our newsletters that we've been sending regularly, and we'll continue to provide timely updates as things change throughout over time. If you haven't subscribed yet, we warmly invite you to do so via our website so that you can stay informed on what's happening. In addition, we will regularly refresh the Mount Atkinson website with the latest developments and information as they happen. We encourage you to visit our community updates page for any inquiries you may have. Should you have any further questions or wish to share any feedback, please contact our customer care team via customercareteam@stockland.com.au. Thank you once again all for joining, and we wish you a pleasant night. Thank you.